Coming up on CTV Sports, the CSU volleyball team kills its way to a record start.
And see what Kapri Bibbs did to earn his second consecutive Mountain West Player of the Week award.
And the men's basketball team returned to Moby to shake off a bad loss to Gonzaga. See what the Rams had to do to get a win.
We've got all the highlights, analysis, and more coming up on CTV Sports.
Good evening and welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Keith Albertson.
And I'm Stephen Starcer. A record-setting 25 consecutive wins, 5 straight Mountain West Conference titles, and a lock for their 19th straight NCAA tournament appearance. Elizabeth Prasse even earned her second Mountain West Player of the Week honors. It's all in a week's work for the CSU women's volleyball team as the Rams continued their magical run with 2 more home victories over New Mexico and Air Force. The team dropped a set for only the second time all year against the Lobos at home before coming back in 4 sets to win Thursday night. And then they walked through the Falcons in straight sets on Friday night, setting history yet again. The Rams are traveling this week to San Jose State and Fresno State for a couple of tough road matches, but at this point, it doesn't look like anything can phase this team. Keith, every week now it seems like this team, or this group of girls, I should say, has been setting records, and they're making it look really easy.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They're just walking right through opponents. It doesn't matter on the road, at home. The Rams volleyball team is finding a way to win every week.
Coach Hilbert, once again, you can't give him enough credit for getting these girls ready to go, and they're just beating everyone out there right now, and that undefeated season is starting to look like there's more and more of a chance of it happening as the weeks keep going by.
Yeah, definitely getting more tantalizing as the season's coming to an end, but you know, we don't want to jinx anything here at CTV to affect those girls.
Not.
And the freshmen have been a critical part of the successes for this team. CTV Sports reporter Elizabeth Prasse spoke with a couple of them this weekend for their take on the season.
The Colorado State University women's volleyball team didn't have high expectations leading up to the season.
So coming in, we kind of had the mindset of let's not make it a rebuilding year, let's make it a great year, and currently we're 25-0, so I think we've achieved that goal. So it's really amazing being a freshman and a part of it.
A lot of credit can be given to head coach Tom Hilbert.
Tom Hilbert, he's such a great coach and he cares about you as a person and as a player, so that kind of helps too, because if I ever need to talk about anything, I know I can go to him or to Brooke or Matt. Like, it really doesn't matter.
The influence that Hilbert has on these ladies cannot be overstated.
He's been the great mentor that I wanted him to be, and he not only cares about us as players on the court, but he also cares for us as people in the real world.
Coach Hilbert and teammates have made the transition from high school to college easier for freshman Cassidy Denny.
It's a lot, but this team's amazing and they really make it easy. Like, they really include you, all of us. Like, I have 11 new best friends now.
Teamwork has given the Rams the ability to exceed expectations as they look ahead to the postseason.
My hopes for the rest of the season would just to be continue being the competitive team that we are. Win or lose, we always know how to come out the next game and prove ourselves. And I could only hope that we continue to do that.
Because a desire to win is the key for this team.
I think our competitiveness and our teamwork is really what makes us such a great team. And as long as we keep that up, I think we're going to go far in NCAA.
It's hard for me to believe that this team was meant to have a rebuilding year this season, but volleyball isn't the only sport at CSU that is rebuilding. The football team already has 2 more wins than last season with 2 games to go. Catch up on the latest achievements from the star of the team coming up next.
Pushing across the 10, still going! Do you believe that?
Wow. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet.
You little rascal.
That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals.
Oh, ladies first.
Eager to become a part of your family. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to CTV. The Rams football team headed down to Albuquerque, New Mexico to take on a Lobos team that has struggled on defense all season, and that really showed on Saturday. The Rams offense drove down the field and scored on 10 of 11 possessions to beat UNM 66-42. This offensive shootout was spurred by another record-setting day by Kapri Bibbs. Stephen, he just goes out every day and just seems to score more touchdowns every week.
It's phenomenal, Keith. This kid's been improving each and every week, which is hard to say because he's had so many great weeks already. Once again, he goes out, gets 6 rushing touchdowns in this game. He gets better as the game goes on, which is just remarkable.
Yeah, he really does. The second half of the last 2 games, he has a total of 9 touchdowns. Just unbelievable numbers that he's put up. More than 600 yards in the past 2 games. Some players, some of the top running backs in the league don't have that many yards all season. He's done it in 2 games.
Yeah, just absolutely remarkable what he's done. It's just getting a heavy workload for this team as well, and still just being able to take it and run with it. He's done a great job. Give a lot of credit to that offensive line as well, Keith.
Yeah, definitely. They open up holes for him, but he's been able to find them. Just 2 sides of the same coin that are really clicking.
I mean, this run right here just absolutely illustrates the power that he could run with. Gonna break through arm tackles, not easy to bring him down, and then he just has a nose for that goal line and finding the end zone, which is exactly what this Rams football team needed to be able to turn things around for how things were going the past couple of years.
Yeah, and we're really going to need Kapri Bibbs to show up against Utah State this weekend. Tough matchup, even with Utah State's starting quarterback out. He's been out for a little while, but I think Utah State's a pretty tough opponent.
They definitely have a lot tougher defense than the Lobos had, so the Rams are going to have to come out, really try and dominate the line of scrimmage once again with that offensive line. Hopefully Grayson could get some balanced attack with the run and the pass. I think still it's going to matter to that defense on how they could do stopping Utah State's offense on whether or not this team could get the upset victory on the road.
And a huge game for the Rams because it could be their 7th win of the season, making them bowl eligible, and if they don't get that, they can do it against Air Force.
Exactly. It's definitely an exciting time for CTV Sports, Keith. And coming up after the break, collegiate sports columnist Quentin Sickafoose is back.
He'll be telling us if athletic director Jack Graham has been living up to the bold new era promise.
Don't go away.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back. We're now joined by collegiate sports columnist Quentin Sickafoose.
Thanks for joining us today, Quentin.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep.
Well, as you guys know, it was another exciting weekend to be a Ram fan. CSU Athletics brought home another clean sweep across the board as football, volleyball, and both men's and women's basketball teams all came out victorious. This was the second consecutive time that all 4 programs were able to edge out the perfect weekend. Each program's recent success has boosted the Colorado State athletic program to new heights, the likes of which haven't been reached in years. With its win over Air Force, CSU volleyball found the history book yet again this season, tying a Mountain West Conference record by winning 25 straight games. And after taking down New Mexico in a 108-point shootout, football head coach Jim McElwain has the Rams wearing their best record since 2008, when Steve Fairchild led CSU to a 7-6 standing. Now 6-5 with 2 games remaining on the regular season schedule, McElwain has a shot to improve Fairchild's best season as coach. The basketball team also got redemption shots this weekend as the men's bounced back from that big loss at Gonzaga with the rout of Weber State. The women also found their groove after suffering through a 4-point loss to rival CU by posting 92 on Drake. I think that the recent successes for these programs prove that athletic director Jack Graham's bold new era is definitely heading in the right direction. With the fresh set of faces at the helm of 3 of CSU's Division I teams, it's been exciting to watch Ram Athletics regain credibility and accomplish what it hasn't been able to do in years.
Definitely exciting to see these teams, the football team performing like it hasn't since the Fairchild era, as you mentioned, the beginning of it rather. And what do you attribute it to? Jack Graham coming in, or the new head coaches, or maybe even a little bit of luck?
Absolutely. Probably a little bit all of the above, but definitely Jack's part in the bold new era to kind of come in and clean house and just start with some fresh faces in every sport.
It's been exciting. Well, thanks again for joining us, Quentin.
Absolutely.
And as he mentioned, the men's team suffered a rough loss to the 15th-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs last week. Their poor shooting matched with horrible perimeter defense sealed their fate in that game. Fortunately, this young team was able to rebound both mentally and physically against Weber State. Stephen, what do you think the biggest difference between the 2 Rams teams that you saw was?
First of all, obviously it was the crowd factor. They get to play at home in Moby in the second game where they got the victory. The game at Gonzaga, one of the toughest places to go play in the kennel, that obviously affected them. But this game, they definitely had a lot better attacking attitude for CSU. They did a great job.
Yeah, they really did. It's definitely fun to watch, especially with them improving. I also liked how they were able to contest shots.
And the CSU women's basketball team responded after losing a close game to the nationally ranked CU Buffaloes at home last Tuesday by putting a thumping on Drake University Saturday 92-77. The Rams had 5 players who scored in double figures in Saturday's game, including Alicia Nichols and Caitlin Duffy, who combined for 38 points off the bench. They are now 2-1 on the season and will travel to Normal, Illinois on Saturday to play Illinois State. This team is averaging 81 points per game right now, just remarkable.
Yeah, they really are playing really well, and that's fun. And they're scoring points just like Gonzaga did. Gonzaga's key was their ability to hit threes against the men's team. The Bulldogs shot 14 of 31 from beyond the arc. Steven here used to play some basketball, and we decided to see how he would do in such a situation.
That's right, we went down to the gym, and after I got a few protein shakes in me, I decided to rattle off some threes.
Check out how he did. All right, I'll be the Rams defense. Ooh, thought I had that one. There it is. For those of you watching at home, I'm the baseball player of the group, which is why I'm letting Steven take these shots. There it is. How many more you got? 10 more. Again, for those of you watching at home, we are not math majors. We are journalists and athletes. Whew. Can't stop this guy. Steven, you ever consider walking on?
Yeah.
One more. Oh, and he finishes on that one. Good work.
Thanks.
For CTV News, I'm Keith Albertson. He's Steven Starcer. Did somebody say basket? Impressive, Steven Starcer. Well, that's our show for you tonight. Steven, he had to go a little bit early to take a call from Mark Cuban, you know, maybe another job in his future. We've got next week off, but tune in the Monday after Thanksgiving for our semester sports recap. Until then, have a great holiday.